Hello guys, good morning. You are welcome once again to my channel. You are welcome to Catfish Solution Place. In here we give you in-depth information about catfish farming. We enlighten you. We give you some latest information that is helpful for farmers. Yeah. And today I will be talking about just three parameters from our water. That means because water is fish, fish is water. If there's no good water, your fishes will never survive. In short, sometimes I do encourage farmers to produce good water than going for medications. So that is why, for those of you that have called me, if you have called me before and you're telling me that maybe you're having problems with your with medication, that you want to medicate your fishes, if you notice me, some of the advice I do give is that what is the quality of your water, because water is very, very important. You must take care of your water. So this is bringing about some factors today I'll be mentioning, which I know will be helpful for farmers that are ready to learn. This channel is for learning, is for teaching. As I tell you guys, I call it academy because I teach for people to really understand. I coach for people to be a professional. So today I'll be talking about what we call the tester. How to test the nitrite of your water. Yeah, for those of us who is very, very keen about water parameters, which really understand the different parameters water gives and how it affects our fishes, we do understand that nitrite on its own is one of the killing spot for fryers management. If the nitrite of your water does not fall between the ranges that this should fall, this will automatically kill your fryers, and that is where most farmers are really having problem. But because they don't know, or maybe because for those of us who we only normally take our water for test, maybe you take it to any of the test company to test it for you, you will notice that by the time they check your pH, maybe they notice that your pH is low, is harsh, maybe so. And then once the pH is low, which is acidic, they can use what we call the bicarbonate of soda, or they may ask you to use what we call the calcium chloride, and there's a percentage because of the range of your water. So a percentage will be given. So the percentage may be use 15 grams into 1000 liters of water to do what? In order to increase the pH of your water, so that it can be removed from acidity, which is highly harmful and dangerous for our fishes. And as you are doing that, this will automatically help you to increase the hardness of your water. So that is why I can tell you, you can use 15 grams of soda bicarbonate, and you can use maybe 130 or 120 grams of calcium, 20 grams of calcium chloride. So using 125 grams of calcium chloride, this will take care of the hardness of your water, will take care of your nitrate of your water. And sometimes you'll be asked to use what we call the activated carbon, which absorb most of the microbes in the water. So once this absorb the microbes in the water, the level of your nitrite can balance. And there's what we call the total dissolved solid in your water, which is a pal to what we call the hardness of your water. Because if you have much solid in your water, this will not give your fishes free and full life to live, and this will be affecting them. They may be stressed up, they may be congested, and by the end of the day, you may not have a very, very good result on them. So the first one I'll be taking you through today is what we call how to test the nitrite of your water. Note, there's what we call the nitrite, and what we call the nitrite. So today we will be testing for the nitrate. That means Nitrite. Yes, the nitrate of your water. I think I will put it up here. But this is the tester for the nitrate of your water. So these are the tester, and this is liquid tester for the nitrate of your water. So we'll be using. So what we do is that if you want to test for that, this is the tube, and inside the tube there's a powder there already placed in the tube for you to check. So what we'll do is that we'll have to dust out the powder to come down from the cap of the tube, and inside this tube we have three tester. We have three tester inside this tube. That is the 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. So we have to take down the dust. That means the powder inside. So now we'll remove the tube. So I'll be putting water in order to know the level of the nitrate in my water. So, and I'll be using this gauge. So I'll be using this gauge for the testing. So, and I'll be closing it up. Note, the tester is going to read the ppm from this chart. So I'm going to check it. You are going to check it well. So once you check it, the next thing you do is that you have to put it somewhere very safe, because we are still going to wait for like 10 minutes for it to give us the result we needed. So let me put it here. So as we are waiting for this, I will be testing for other parameters too as well, which I'll be looking at what is really affecting my fishes not to do well. But for me to test that, I'll be testing about what we call the potential hydrogen of the water, which is very, very key and important for farmers. And I'll be using this in order to test the potential hydrogen of my water. So testing the potential hydrogen, what I'm doing so is that testing the potential hydrogen of the water, this takes place, it takes care about 3 parameters. I'm going to check with that. So I'm going to take up my tube. Taking up my tube, I'm going to use my tube, and I'm going to open the pH reagent, and pouring just one of it tells me my water is highly acidic. So fine, you don't need to be scared about acidity. If your water is acidic, for those of us who have highly acidity water. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to test for 2 things now. As I told you, I'm going to read for what we call the hardness, that means of your water, what we call the total dissolved solid of our water. So this is 0. I just on it, and I'm going to test for the temperature of this water. So this takes care of, let me just test for the TDS of the water. So testing for the TDS of the water, I'm going to put it in here. So putting it here, it's telling me I have 71, 0.71. So if I'm having 71 ppm within the ranges, I think we still have, for our hardness, we have what we call from 50 to 150 ppm. So it tells me this still works within the ranges, yes. But if I will be putting more of the solution in order to buffer my pH, that means potential hydrogen of the water, the acidity of the water, so this will automatically come up because the pH will come up because I'm adding other solid. And there are different kind of material I can use and uses this. We have what we call our seashell, which people have been getting all over, and it's helping a lot of farmers. Yes, but I will not be using the seashell today. In here we have what we call the calcium chloride. this is the calcium chloride, and in here we have what they call the bicarbonate of soda. This is the bicarbonate of soda. So let me just put a little bit of bicarbonate of soda in this water. Just a little bicarbonate of water, bicarbonate of soda. So putting that in, I will be adding my, let me check for the stuff. So let me put a drop. So adding my bicarbonate of soda, you can see automatically this change this water to it changed this water to 7. That means this is 7. So once it changes to 7, and what I will now do is that I will now put back to get the little hardness I have from it, so that I can be sure maybe the hardness comes up or the hardness go low. So I've up it and I've on it, so it's come to 0. So by the time I input it here, so what is our result? So by the time I put it in here, this tells me I have sorry, just check. This tells me I have let me off it and on it. It tells me I have 240. Yes, is it 240? It tells me I have 240. Okay, let me now tell you something. What really happened is that this now depending on the level of the solid you have to put into this. So the solid I put into here now, you can see the way I put the soda bicarbonate. So that means the level of the soda bicarbonate I put is a little bit high. So this jacks my the ppm of my hardness higher, because the hardness should be 50 to 150, and before I'm having what we call 71. So now, because I use much of this bicarbonate of soda, this takes it to 240. So this is just, please, this is a classroom, and I want you guys to really understand what we are going through today. So again, let me pick some water here again. This is another bowl, and let us test it too as well. Let us test what we have here. So in here, I'm going to put another drop of pH. You can see it's acidic. Okay, once that is acidic, let me now use what we call the calcium chloride. The difference between calcium chloride is that calcium chloride is not powderish. It's not powderish at all. Because I don't want to be wasting most of it, let me just use more. So you need to hold on a little bit for your calcium chloride to catch. You need to hold on a little bit for the calcium chloride to catch. So as we are testing for this, I'll be going again. I'll be checking for the what we call the CO2. This is the CO2 kit, which is very, very powerful kit for every asher to have. If you are into archery, this kit is a reagent kit, which is very, very powerful. Because what? This is what we call, if you want to get for the pH, that means if you want to read for the CO2, that means the carbon dioxide in your water. That means bicarbonate is actually produced by the reaction of carbon dioxide. So that is the bicarbonate we just used. That's the chemical substance of the bicarbonate we use. So this takes care of the pH in your water. But this is lung tester. We call this a lung checker tester. So what this applies is that we need to check it. It takes you can keep it in your pond as long as possible. You can keep it in your pond for for 7 days, for 14 days. This will be checking your water for you. Some people even keep it for 30 days. If you can do so, fine. So what you do is that this is where